And we are back for round 2. And I won another die roll, which is great, and my hand is fine. It definitely needs a few more lands, but you know, I have this 2-drop with a trick, the best removal of my deck, Warden that can enable the slow the drone. It just seems great. And I'm enjoying these leagues more and more. The fact that you can play 5 games in a row without waiting, and that your opponent will be there and not double queuing or I don't know what, is just sweet. It's just very, very nice. Also, I think I hadn't a lot of pleasure playing sealed before, but now I think I might play a bit more sealed, especially when I will be preparing for a GP. League seems great because you can just run a bunch of matches and try out things, and yeah, that just seems like a very nice addition to what you can do on MTGO. The opponent is also playing red-black, apparently. Did not have a 2-drop, but is likely to have a 3-drop. A lantern, alright, well, sure. Hopefully I draw a lander, that'd be great. Did not. I think I'll expedite and try to hit my land drop, though. Did not, alright. Well, that's a little bit annoying, but I'm extremely worried about missing land drops and making a slow start when I don't have good removal. But when I do have a removal, I feel a bit less annoyed because I know that even if my opponent managed to cast, I don't know, a 7-8 before I can do match, I'll still have a way to deal with it. As I missed on land again. Well, currently it's not too bad, but it's a bit annoying. I would assume that my opponent is taking 2 there. Alright, well, I don't mind using brute strength there. Especially since one colorless cannot represent match. So it's a pretty safe kill. And I also dealt 1 damage in the process, which is sweet. And if I ever draw a 4th land, I think it will be quite hard to lose from there, because I really have ways to deal with a lot of things. Matter Reshaper is a bit annoying though, providing my opponent with good amount of card advantage. Aggressor is not too threatening currently, I would say. I just hope that I do draw land there. If I don't, things will start to to be pretty bad. Alright, so I could Oblivion Strike that, so my opponent doesn't get the trigger, but it seems quite lame to do so, so I think I'll have to trade those at some point and, basically get 2 for 1, but this is pretty much what Matter Reshaper does, and I don't think it is worth using a premium removal spell just to avoid the 2 for 1. Even though I don't like it, I think I'll have to trade there. We might see some sort of removal from the opponent there. They could kill this thinking that I'm having mana issues, which is actually the case. Alright. That's fine, because I will eventually draw a 5th land, and when I do, they will not have any more removal to kill my Hellion. I will make the trade there, because I don't want to lose too much life. And yeah, I mean, the Matter Reshaper is annoying, but alright, that's gonna provide my opponent with a Swamp, which I guess is good for them, but not the end of the world for me. Well, that's not great, but not bad either. Good news is that except for Chandra and big 7-8 dude and the second Hellion, which is actually 3 spells, I can cast pretty much anything if I don't draw land, so there is that. Another Dominator drone is not too concerning right now. A second Boulder Salve, alright, well. As I mentioned, eventually I will be able to cast those bigger creatures, and then my opponent will have absolutely no removal left. I mean, that's 2 salvo. They might also have Oblivion Strikes of their own, so I don't really know, but I guess we'll see. I think I'll Tarsnir now to avoid being destroyed by some sort of brute strength or any type of trick like that. And yep, hopefully I'll draw a 5th land at some point. So I will go down to Tender if nothing else happens, which is starting to be a bit bad, but you know, if I just eat my land drop, things are gonna go very well for me because I do have some very powerful cards in hand, and worst come to worst, I can still Oblivion Strike something with my actual 4 mana. No, actually, you cannot say actual. That doesn't mean that in my language is a bit different. But what I meant is that I can cast Oblivion Strike with the lands I do have now. Worst come to worst. Alright, so we managed to get that 5th land. I am dead to a Triton effect, which is annoying. I mean, I would go down to 2 if my opponent does have Press into Service. 3, I guess, if they don't boost my Hellion. And an Eldrazi Obligator just doesn't kill me, but put me down to 1. That being said, I think I should still play the Hellion. I could Demon's Grasp that thing. It might be a bit more conservative, but I don't think it would be right to do. Alright, whoa. Oh, my opponent does have a Grip of Desolation. Jesus, that's brutal. Yeah, I think that's why they use those Boulder Salvo pretty recklessly. My opponent seems to be playing a lot of removal. Yeah, okay, my open deck is extremely good. I mean, it feels like being my deck, but just being much better so far. I will have to strike that thing away and go down to 6 afterwards, which is not great, but again, there's not too much I can do. Things would have been easier had I drawn lands. I guess given what happened, using a Grasp on that thing would have been better than casting the Cinder Hellion, but oh well. My opponent is most likely scrying on upkeep. Yeah, I pretty much pressed F2 there, what the heck. Alright, so, a top, oh great. Well, I think we are definitely losing that now, because top cannot be a good news for me. And I'm at 6, yeah. My opponent did not play anything though. This time I will Demon's Grasp. I will not try to play a creature and get it removed from the game. The good news is if my opponent does have 2 removal in hand, which could be the case given they did not play anything last turn and they still kept on top, Chandra is gonna beat a handful of removal. Another top, great. Yeah, things are... Come on, a 5-drop now? A translator. Well, that's bad. Guess I'll play my Hellion, but I'm quite sure that my opponent does have a removal in hand. My opponent deck is so full of removal. I'm quite sure that this thing is getting Oblivion Striked next turn. I'm almost sure of that. I mean, it might not, but I would assume it will be. Bottom, alright, well that's the first time they bottomed. My opponent might attack and I have a trick, but you know, I cannot afford to not block. Nothing happened. Maybe a Reality Hemorrhage on my Cinder Hellion. I would assume that this is what my opponent does have there. Or a Spatial Contortion, yeah, alright. I called the right card. Alright. Well, Chandra does not look too great for now. I think I'll play the Deathless Behemoth and pray that the last card on my opponent hand is not the Oblivion Strike I was talking about before, because if it is, well, I'll go to 1 and most likely die afterwards, because my Chandra cannot kill the Chandler. Unfortunately. Otherwise, if my opponent doesn't actually have a removal to kill my Deathless Behemoth, I might come back. They put another card on bottom, but I think their last card is an Oblivion Strike. I'm almost sure of that. Okay, free runner, no problem. Feel free to run whatever you want to run. Alright, well, I might actually come back in this game. Great, so... I will Chandra -2, and my opponent will still not be able to block, so that's fine. Alright, sure. Ooh, right. This might be the comeback. And next turn my opponent will have to chump block or die. Great. So burying any removal spell, I should win that. Alright. If this was a 4-power creature, I would obviously have attacked before, but here I don't think it matters. And given that my opponent only have access to colorless, it doesn't matter. And I think the last card in my opponent's hand is not an Oblivion Strike, but a land, which is great news. Okay, bottom. Alright, so we might be winning that. If this was a card on top, I would be quite concerned. But yeah, the land they had is gonna eat the battlefield. And now, I think we are in a very good shape. I think I'd rather, kill my opponent as fast as possible and not try to draw card, especially since Freerunner is a very fine card that I'm gonna play there. Ooh. A disregard on one. Okay, well, sure. Feel free to do so. So actually the last card on my opponent's hand was likely to be that disregard, which they might have kept on top but did not match very well against my Deathless Behemoth. And now the opponent is dead next turn, unless they top deck. I guess they can see 2 cards off the top. So there is that. Actually, even an Oblivion Strike would not save my opponent anymore. So I'm not even sure that there is a spell that can actually save my opponent. And if they scry, they cannot even burn me for 6 of a what's the name of that thing? Okay, they conceded, so we managed to just win this game off Chandra. Yeah, Rolling Thunder could have killed me, but if my opponents cried, they could obviously not do that anymore because they would only have 5 mana available. Alright, so so far I've been drawing Chandra all games, and she has been sick. I mean, it's mostly the Deathless Behemoth that won me last game, but that being said, Chandra looked quite good. Alright, well, given that I'll be on the draw, I would assume, and that my opponent deck seems rather aggressive, I think I'll choose to play a Null Color over a Freerunner, and I might change up thing if I'm back on the play for a third game. Yup, I think it's what I'm gonna do, and I don't think there's anything else I wanna change or side in. No, I think I'm fine. I mean, I've seen a big Eldrazi, but that's not enough to make me want to side in the Align Hedron network. So, I mean, Healer does gain me life. I mean, provide me with life, but I don't have any other ally. Yeah, I think I'll keep the deck this way, and I think, given that my opponent is aggressive and that I'll be on the draw, Null Color has a bit more value than the Freerunner, and I'm gonna keep that hand. It's fine. It does have a 2-drop, a good 5-drop removal, and a Chandra as well as 4 lands, so yeah, I mean, I could use a 3-drop obviously, but my hand remains quite great there. I just hope that I'll have some cards to play between the Immobilizer and the Demon's Grasp, otherwise I might die quite quickly. Well, now I'm certainly casting Chandra, which is a good news. And I can cast any card in my deck except for the 7-8, obviously. So I just hope I don't draw too many more lands, but things are looking fine. And my opponent is missing land drop, it seems. Alright, and I did draw my 7-drop. Alright, sure. Well, it seems that we are very lucky today. Yep. Yeah, when you miss 2 land drops twice and you open to have a turn 6 Chandra, I don't think you can really win, unfortunately for my opponent. That should be game. Especially since I've drawn this Vestige, which will apply even more pressure. So that was rather unfortunate for them. But, you know, it's the game, there's not much I can do about that. Maybe their hand was a mulligan, but that being said, on the play I would keep most 2 landers. But, you know, it's something that can happen. It's sad, and it's, you know, it's not even very fun for me to win this way. But you know, it's Magic the Gathering. It's just annoying, but it's the game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe, and I see you guys in a few seconds for round three, not 3. Yeah, I kind of have troubles pronouncing that sometimes. Anyway, thank you for watching.